What's good? My name is Brittany Sunshine, founder of SeedSoilWater, creator of the Journey Journal, available on Amazon, and there's several other things. I just invite you to subscribe and hit the bell, because if you've been brought here, then I have a message for you. So this message is spurred on from seeing the numbers 919 all the time. 919. And it was to the point where it's such a unique number. It's not something that I typically see. I'm used to seeing the 222s and the 111s and the 818s and the 1010 and the 1001, the mirrored numbers. But this 919 felt like it came with a specific message. So what we're doing today is we're first of all giving thanks for divine revelation. Thanks to the Spirit for aligning us here in this moment. And I just want to thank you for being here and for exchanging your energy. Leave a comment below which numbers you've been seeing lately. What are the synchronicity numbers that you've been seeing? So let's get into this message. I actually I went through and pre-pulled from multiple decks and asking of the Spirit, what is the message that's in relation to this 919? So here we go. We're going to start at the beginning. Okay. So the first one, some of these are my written cards and then some are oracle cards. So buckle up, grab a drink, get comfy, and let's get into this. So the first card is Lemonade and a Breeze, Handstands and the Keys. And I believe when I wrote this card, I actually had this vision of like handstands on the beach and the keys. But when I just read it for this particular message, I was actually thinking keys, as in keys to a car or keys to a home or keys to a revelation that's going to open up a doorway, a portal into something related to your divine identity. So heck yes. And the whole lemonade and a breeze and handstands, like the whole vibe is like light, fun, joyful celebration timeline. We talk a lot about our celebration timeline here, which is always in accordance with divine identity. So another message for us is to pay attention to foreign encounters. So there might be, just pay attention when you have an encounter with like a person or a situation that's like not in the norm. 222 as I look up, and it gives you kind of that nudge. So invite Spirit right now to like, hey, perk me up when there's one of these foreign encounters that you want me to pay attention to, and also notify me and illuminate to me like what the next step is. The next card that came was the number 4, and on day 4 in the creation story, this has to do with the creation of the material universe, and in alignment with this 919, I also did some research looking up what does 919 signify, and of course it's like, how do you really know which resources are the most reputable? Are they just kind of like pulling like, are they just pulling it? Where are they pulling the information from? So I don't really necessarily fully depend on the things that I find online, but it did seem really relevant and significant. It was talking about 919 being signifying a new beginning. Okay, so, and then with this creation of the material universe coming through, which was the sun and the moon and the stars being created, and the Earth. First of all, there's a full moon eclipse that I'm thinking about that could be relevant to this moment and to this message 333. But also creation of the material universe. So I feel like in this new beginning, part of what is coming through is the actual material translation of like so much work that you've been putting in. Yes, let it be so. Okay, you've been doing so much inner work. You've been doing so much healing work. You've been doing so much inner child healing, and maybe working on a business, working on ideas, and just like one brick by brick building this thing. And it's like finally the material exchange of currency and like recognition and getting those clients is coming through for you. Woo! Let it be so. I'm getting chills. I'm getting full body chills. Your vibration is blessed. And because of all that work that you've been doing, you've literally purified the frequency of your vibration, allowing yourself to be that conduit of the Spirit that is needed in these times. We need your voice. We need your light. We need your love. We need your art. We need your craft. So like, bring it on through. Your vibration is blessed. And it has, and as we know, when we tune into the teachings of like Neville Goddard and understanding quantum physics, the observer effect, we understand that by doing this work and by aligning with the wish fulfilled and the intention of like manifestation, let's say in relationship to business or your purpose, of your blessed vibration, that magnetism is what will pull in the frequency of the wish fulfilled, the 3D manifestation. I'm hoping this is making sense, because you glowed up spiritually and now it's translating into the 3D. This message, like so much of this is really consistent. And by the way, I have these cards that I pulled from this deck. So I don't want you to think that I handpicked these. Like the messaging is just on purpose because the spirit knows what it's doing. And right now, so this whole 919 new beginning is an announcement of access granted into this new thing. You've done it. Whew, I'm getting chills. Oh my gosh, I wish I could convey to you like the power behind this message. You've done it. You've graduated. Recently, I have another message that talks about not just the end of a chapter, but the end of an entire book. I invite you to check out that message after this one. And your light is evaporating the darkness. Think about it. You turn on a light in a room and just the darkness evaporates. That's what it is when we're all stepping into our divine identity and glowing the light from the inside out. And that's what happens kind of automatically after doing that healing work and purging and tending to the root systems of our subconscious mind. So if you're somebody that you're like, yes, you get what I'm saying, or you want to get what I'm saying and you want to learn more about this, I have 2 different opportunities for you. If you want to just do an identity shift workshop, it's a 2-day thing. You're going to walk away with 4 deliverables, 2 written and 2 recorded. It's all about scripting letters and doing chakra informed affirmations based off the scripting letter. So that is happening April 8th and April 9th. For those who want to go further, and that's going to be freaking awesome. And I'm all about you being there. And if that's what you can do swing right now, then like sign up and I'll see you there. For those who are interested in taking this farther, I have 5 spots left in my Ascension program, which is called Alchemize. And it's SeedSoilWater Ascension Coaching. Okay, so if you're interested in going further and really understanding the full process, uprooting the root systems that are taking the nourishment from the soil of your mind, both conscious and subconscious, uprooting whatever that weed system is, you know, from trauma, from inherited narratives, from culture, that's like the first step, uprooting that crap. And then tending to the soil of your being, mind, body, spirit. Then planting the seeds of the wish fulfilled. So the workshop that we're doing, the identity shift workshop, that's really like step 3, and it's a wonderful, very effective technique. And it's a technique that I have actually created my own proprietary spin on it. So it's not something that you'll find anywhere else. But if you're like, yeah, I've been trying to do manifestation, I've been trying to reach these goals, but something is stopping me, then there's probably work that needs to be done in those first 2 steps. And so I invite you to apply for the Ascension Alchemize coaching program. And the link will be below for that too. Okay, so I am so excited and honored to work with you. I have walked the road. I'm very confident in the process, and I've lived through it a few too many times than I would have liked to, but I've been tested and proved to get it, you know? So anyway, and we're calling forth right now, we're being called forth as the healed and the awakened. So it's definitely time. It's like, don't wait any longer. Creativity creates the pathway. So we have to release those subconscious blocks that are getting in the way of us being able to create from the essence of who we are. Whew, full body chills. Self-assurance. Okay, this is the time to become sure of yourself. And if you're not sure of yourself, then there are things that can be uprooted in order to get in assurance. Applying consistent energy will create progress. And that's the power behind the workshop that we're doing, the Identity Shift workshop, is that as you do the consistent reflection, review, and listening of the custom things that we're going to create in that workshop, as you listen to it consistently, it begins transforming you by the renewing of your mind, which is a biblical principle. Star card, which is like, hey, maybe you're going to be a star, maybe you have star qualities, and or maybe you're a star seed. Joyful happiness, Ignore the 3D for what it is right now, because anything is possible. Your life can be completely different in a year from now. If you invest in yourself with these principles that I'm going to teach at the workshop and the coaching program, you can totally pivot and get into alignment and snap into a timeline that is completely different than the 3D world that you're living in right now. It may require some hermit time, some solitude, to really set your frequency and to set your new vibe, and heck, it's worth it. Keep planting those seeds. The thorn in your side is that purpose that's never going to go away. So you might as well just get on board now. Trust your intuition. So if you're feeling the pull, go for it. Don't ask questions that are fear-based, that are going to hold you back. Just jump in. That refining fire, sometimes it's painful, sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it's so important. And once you burn off that garbage, you're free, and it's so wonderful. You are divinely coded for endless miracles. You are divinely coded for endless miracles, which means if you're not living that life on the outside right now, there's more available to you. That's good news. It's time to take off. Like, the time is now. It's going to be one of those crossing the Red Sea moments where it's breaking chains, breaking off poverty of the past. That's so much the vibe of this message. This new beginning is like no more slave or poverty consciousness. This is like, it is time to get into the fullness of the vibrancy that the sun gives. This is the sun card, which is like one of the most positive cards in the tarot deck. So it's not only that, but I also think of like SON, sun. Divine feminine, this is totally your era to create and receive and just vibe in the fullness of who you are. We're going to practice visualization. This is a huge part of the process. Seed, Soil, Water Spa, the Ascension Spa channel, we have tons of guided visualizations, and I'm always creating more. And we're going to prophesy according to our revelation. And our revelation is that it's exceedingly abundantly far above anything we could ask, think, dream, or imagine that's available to us. So let's do it. Living water is available to you. Make sure that you, sleep on it when you're making... Oh, sorry, that's not what I was about. The spirit just channeled to me what I'm supposed to say about this. Sleep on it, as in when you're visualizing and when you're prophesying according to your revelation, remember to be doing that right before you go to bed, and allow that portal where you switch between the awake state to the sleep state. You want to enter into that space, visualizing it as if it is already done, and that will produce that caterpillar to butterfly experience. Keep going. You're not done yet, as in like the road is just beginning in such a beautiful way. This new beginning is going to really bring you inspiration, and your intuition is about to be even more come online. I've realized that as I heal, the more healing work I do, the more my intuition is just popping. And yeah, we're being called to create. We're modeled after the creator. So therefore we're designed to create. And sometimes we have blockages and like wounds that keep us from being able to create. So I'm cheering for you. And we have this beautiful Yang card with, and by the way, this has to do with new beginnings. I read it in the little book, and also just gives me vibes of that creative force. Clean it up, clean up the subconscious mind, clean out those cobwebs of like root systems that are in there that we don't even realize are there. We're not going for all that glitters in terms of the cheap stuff. We're going for the divine identity, and it really is glorious. So if this resonates with you, then I invite you to join us on the journey. It's going to require a little bit of flexibility while you align with that new timeline. But the imagination that we've been given is indeed our greatest gift, and we get to imagine our way into that divine timeline. And only you can do it for yourself. Only you know, like, what are those deep dreams in your heart? Like, what is something that really lights your fire? And if you don't know yet, the good thing is about the Identity Shift Workshop is we're going to brainstorm through those things, okay? So we have the Gentle Gardener here, and this is so the spirit while we heal and do the subconscious work. What a blessing. And we're going to climb that mountain that seems really daunting, but when we get to the top, we realize that it really was possible all along. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the spirit. Home, of course. Oh, what a beautiful message. So anyway, I'm so grateful that you've been here with me. Make sure to subscribe, stick around, leave a comment with whatever synchronicity numbers you have been seeing lately. And definitely check in with the links below. And if you're not sure yet about the workshops, or if you're not in a position to attend, then at least add your email to the free weekly workshop. And that way we can stay in touch, and if anything ever happens on this platform, we'll be able to stick in touch. Okay, so be blessed, be well, be free, and I'll catch you on the next one.